Well, this is becoming a pattern. I start writing about one lot of Mysterious Missives and the next collection of them comes out on the day I'm writing about the previous collection. Typical. Either way, the Mysterious Missives have revealed yet more information behind key players in the Witchwood conflict. Again, we can't know for sure if these dossiers are completely accurate, but the information could be crucial. Houndmaster Shaw is the first subject of the second round of dossiers. I mentioned last episode that he was a thief taker, and for those that knew him only as the Houndmaster, that may have come across a little confusing. Thief taker is Shaw's profession. This profession existed within England from the late 16th century to the 18th century to deal with the country's crime, as a professional police force did not come to fruition until the 19th century. Thief takers were individuals hired either privately or by the authorities to tackle crime. This term has likely been used by Daxari, the author of the missive blog posts, to fit with the Old English vibe of the Worgen race. Shaw had humble beginnings, rumoured to have been raised from a young age by a pack of hounds on the streets of Gilneas. While this upbringing can be questioned, Shaw's skills as a hunter cannot. He has successfully tracked a multitude of criminals, beasts and monsters. Shaw did come from poverty, living rough on the streets, and has a near supernatural connection with animals, hence the rumours of his origin. From there he would find himself a servant of the king, acting as a thief taker and as royal master of hounds. What is most impressive about Shaw is he achieved all this on his own merits, not thrust into a position of power through birthright. Shaw does not get on as well with people as he does his four-legged friends, but his proficiency demands respect. The tracking ability of Shaw's three prized hounds, Princess, Butch and Bubba, along with his lightning-quick ability to perform raids on thieves and smugglers' dens, are regaled as if legends among those of the Gilnean underground. Even with the horrors of the Witchwood working their way into the city, Shaw has remained calm, focused on the task set before him by his king, to hunt and deal with the leader of the newly formed Crowskin cult. Given Shaw's superior tracking skills, he is not far from his mark. The leader of this new cult is the second person this set of dossiers touches upon, Glinda Crowskin. Unlike many of the other malevolent creatures that dwell within the Witchwood, Glinda was a resident of the woods before its dark transformation. Before becoming the Witchwood, the Blackwold had always been a somewhat creepy and mysterious place. A lot of that due to the presence of Glinda. For as long as can be recalled, Gilneans have told tales of the crone that resides in the Blackwold, a sinister wretch who would grant anyone's utmost desire for a grim token. A human heart. Now that the Blackwold has become the Witchwood, it is highly likely that Glinda is the mastermind behind the Crowskin cult. She has lured a host of deluded followers to her side with the promise that Hagatha will grant them power in exchange for devotion. Would-be members of the cult break the king's curfew, sneaking out of the city in the dead of night to imbibe various tinctures and concoctions and perform mysterious rites. Disturbingly, it seems more cultists return to the city than initially left when finished with their nightly escapades. Darius Crowley, the third person in this set of dossiers, used to be quite a controversial figure, having led an uprising against his king that sparked the Gilnean Civil War. Obviously, Crowley had good reason to stand against his king, but this act made him quite a polarising figure. He would eventually be defeated by the king's forces and imprisoned for his insubordination. However, when the Worgen led by Alpha Prime attacked Gilneas, it was Crowley that sacrificed himself so that many civilians and the king may escape the Worgen onslaught. Riding through the city, Crowley attracted the attention of the feral Worgen, drawing them to the church at the centre of Gilneas. With the Worgen distracted, many Gilneans escaped the slaughter, but Crowley and the few men that stood alongside him were quickly overwhelmed. Crowley was transformed into a Worgen but came to master his rage with help from the Night Elves. He also aided others of his kind gain back their sanity. He has won over many of those that once looked upon him with disdain, proving himself a staunch defender of Gilneas in conflict after conflict. Due to Crowley's exemplary service and undaunting ferocity, even King Genn now shows him a grudging respect, which Crowley returns in kind. If the king needs results, Crowley is almost always his first port of call. With the creatures of the Witchwood becoming more bold, Crowley is eager to crush them, approaching the curse as he would a military campaign. He is not relying on any trinkets or magical trickery. Crowley's answer to the Witchwood is well-crafted iron, steel, and wood. If said craftsmanship also explodes, that's a bonus. Darius has Gilneas' engineers working night and day to construct engines of war, focusing mainly on cannons. Our fourth character's political manoeuvring was part of the reason Crowley was driven to begin his uprising, Lord Godfrey. He was the right hand of King Genn, right up until he discovered Genn had become a Worgen, during the feral Worgen Forsaken onslaught that drove the Gilneans from their city. In response to this revelation, Godfrey kidnapped his king, intending to hand him over to negotiate with the Forsaken. Genn was saved, and in response, Godfrey committed suicide, preferring to be dead than serve a Worgen. He would later be resurrected by Sylvanas and was key in driving the Worgen not consumed by their feral instincts from Gilneas. Though upon Sylvanas' victory, he murdered her. The Banshee Queen was resurrected after Godfrey was chased away, the treacherous undead fleeing and establishing a foothold in Shadowfang Keep. Since the Witchwood curse, Godfrey has chosen to venture out from his keep. It is not known what the disgraced lord may be planning or what he seeks, but one thing is for certain: devastation tends to follow in Godfrey's wake. The final dossier is based on Dollmaster Dorian, but can be disregarded as the agent that was researching him clearly got too close and is now missing. As a sick joke, the puppet master sent a doppelganger of the agent to give a report. The doll said,
"Master Dorian is a very nice man. A kind man, very kind. He knows what's best. He makes puppets, did you know?"
The doppelganger was promptly disposed of. Whoever is researching the key players of the Witchwood wanted to look into a possible connection between Dorian and the Crowskin cult, though they've no idea what it is. Dorian is an interesting character, as High Elves are a rare sight around the lands of Gilneas. He also seems to have given the doll in his artwork one of his own eyes. Is this literal, or does it symbolise that what Dorian's creations see, he sees? He could be an interesting character to theorycraft in the future. So that's the second wave of missives, with the third hopefully following soon after, taking a look at even more horrors from the woods. Like last time, if you want to read the whole article, it's in the description, and if you enjoyed the video, do those YouTube things. Until next time, happy Hearthstoning.